Made a difference in so many lives. He's an ordinary guy who's a real hero. It all started with his personal brush with crime. But he decided not to sit back and take it. He decided to dish out a big order of justice.
We are barbecue at its best. You can't do it no better than Sonny's.
They call Ted Hires the barbecue king of Jacksonville, Florida. Franchise owner of 4 Sonny's barbecue restaurants, Ted's is a family-run operation. And for Ted, barbecue would have remained his full-time avocation until a life-threatening event 2 years ago changed all that forever.
On February the 24th, 1995, at about 10 minutes to 11, I was on the phone to my Blanding Boulevard manager talking to him. My accountant was in the inner office with the door closed.
I'll see you, Billy. Yeah, some prices on the baby. Have a nice day again. Yeah, you can have give me the money. Oh, my God! Right now. Get on the ground. Get on, man. I spent some money. Spend some money.
The whole time, you're expected to draw your last breath.
Open the safe. Quit stalling. Put that in there, baby.
Then when they pull them hammers back, you know, I just knew that was it. So I was trying to make my peace with God. I made a split-second decision.
Lock the doors behind me. Billy, come with me.
To follow along behind them.
Go, go, go! Billy, get the gun. Move up. Here they go.
Picked up the cell phone, dialed 911.
There's been a robbery at my place at 1235 Lane. Come on, let's go, let's go!
Well, they recognized that it was me and my manager and started firing at us.
Let's shoot, guys, shoot!
We started returning fire.
Miraculously, despite all the gunfire, nobody was hit. Chase lasted over 10 minutes and went 10 miles until Jacksonville police, alerted by the 911 call, were able to put a stop to it.
It was the most traumatizing thing I've ever been through. And so my thought was, one way or the other, these people's got to be caught. They've got to be punished. Because if they don't, they're just going to keep doing this to us. All I wanted to do was to police the rest of them and them get punished for what they just done. Because previous to that day, I'd been robbed 6 times, and they'd gotten away with it.
Ted put the incident behind him and his life had gotten back to normal until his son, Ted Jr., was targeted in another brazen robbery.
4 months to the day later, on a Saturday morning, my son, Ted Jr., called me in about 9 o'clock, and he had been robbed again. That was his 3rd time. When I got to him, he was out behind one of my buildings.
Ted found his son was traumatized and in tears. On that day, Ted not only made a promise to his son, but to all the citizens of Jacksonville. A promise to help all victims fight back. So Ted formed the Justice Coalition and enlisted the help of someone who shared his ideals, local radio talk show host John McCulloch.
Everything here stops when a victim calls. We don't give them sympathy. We give them support. And we have learned how to cut through the bureaucratic crap they have to put up with.
And the coalition has made an instant impact on the war against crime. A website the coalition created enables Jacksonville residents to see if a sexual predator lives on their block. And a monthly newspaper and 24-hour tipster hotline have led to the capture of more than 90 fugitives. 2 of the coalition's most famous captures came about when Ted met Connie Pittman. Connie had been robbed, shot in the head, and left for dead. Her case was at a standstill until Ted got involved.
I called downtown to try to see where a case stood. The case had been suspended. I got a tip on the case. I turned it over to the sheriff's office. They had the 2 people in jail within 24 hours after I gave them the tip.
When the two suspects were brought to trial, their defense attorney wanted Ted to release his confidential source, but Ted didn't budge.
I refused to do it. I was facing contempt of court and going to jail.
I was amazed that he was willing to risk going to jail for me. And thank goodness it didn't come to that. The judge overruled that, and it didn't come to that, but he was willing to take that step.
On that day, both Ted and Connie won. Ted avoided jail, and Connie's attackers went to prison, one of them for life. The coalition is not just content to catch criminals. Their mission is to see victims through the entire court process. One such case involved David Wyatt Jones.
David Wyatt Jones had been convicted of second-degree murder, sentenced to 20 years in the Florida State prison system, and only served 5, and was turned out to murder again.
This time, Jones's victim would be 35-year-old Lori McRae, a wife and mother. In 1995, Lori was abducted and murdered by Jones on her way home from work. Lori's husband, Doug McRae, and their 4 children were devastated by Lori's senseless murder and disillusioned with the justice system. Doug felt he was not only victimized by Jones, but by the countless legal maneuvers that nearly freed Jones and the endless delays in bringing Jones to trial.
Well, I can tell you one thing. There's no discrimination in the criminal justice system because it treats all victims like dirt. For the arraignment and the indictment, grand jury re-indictment.
During the trial, Doug was forced to relive Lori's last minutes through gruesome crime scene photos, but the Justice Coalition helped him through it.
They're always there patting me and whispering and warning, this is going to happen. They're keeping me abreast of what's coming up next.
It took more than 2 years to bring David Wyatt Jones to trial, but finally the jury rendered a verdict.
We, the jury, find defendant guilty of murder in the first degree. A majority of the jury, by a vote of 9-3, advised and recommends to the court that it impose the death penalty upon David Wyatt Jones.
I just encourage people to get involved and fight back because we are in the fight of our lives. We're fighting for our children, our grandchildren, our wives, our daughters, and they're killing us and raping us and robbing us at an alarming rate. And it's being done by a very small percentage of the population, about 4%. And it's time us 96% quit being in jail, and that 4% was.
As a crime victim myself, I want to tell you, Ted, I'm very proud of you, and God bless your work. Ted Hires proves that one person fed up with crime can really make a difference. And his Justice Coalition wants to help you do the same thing. If you think you'd like to help victims of crime and establish a similar organization of your own, but you don't know how to take that first step, just call us here at 1-800-CRIME-TV, and we'll hook you up with people who can get you started. Now, please stick around for one last look at tonight's fugitives.